Mike here to Movie Reviews by South of Normal to talk about Better Call Saul Season 6 as a whole. It was a ride, let me tell you. This season, it had to wrap up so much, and it had to make sure the story didn't break canon, and it was just a couple things I disagree with, couple things, but overall, a fitting end to the amazing show. I could watch the show, and I have, over and over and over again, knowing what happens, knowing exactly what happens, and just the storytelling's so good, the writing is so good, you're just in amazement the whole time. You know all the plot points, and spoiler alert, turn back now if you've never watched the show and you don't want to hear some spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Chuck's suicide, Howard being killed, Lalo's craziness, Gus Fring, his whole building of an empire and killing Lalo, and then Nacho, his story with the Salamancas and creating Don Hector, like you see him in Breaking Bad in the wheelchair with the bell. Even the flashbacks with Pinkman and Walter, they weren't necessarily as a Breaking Bad fan, you love it, but if you've never watched Breaking Bad, it still added something. I feel like they put it in there for the Breaking Bad connection, but even if you don't watch Breaking Bad, it's not done in a way to where if you don't know who they are, you don't know what's going on. It's just that extra layer of you do know what's going on is just icing on the cake that is the writing. Because you see this moment in Saul's life that you're like, what the hell's going on? It's intrigue, and you see what the shadiness he's done. It adds to Breaking Bad that way too. It adds to the canon of Breaking Bad. There are some things in this series that was okay, Lalo's ability to just survive seemed a bit much for me. It's always hard to believe that ordinary as people, not in Marvel movies and comic book movies where they have superpowers, survive so much so easily. Even with Mike Armentrout, his ability to do what he does seems exaggerated, but it's okay because it works. It adds to the character. But just personally, I was just probably not how that would have went down. But I really don't know. I don't know what you if you think about if you take out that storyline, you miss a whole chunk of stuff. So if you got to have that character the way they wrote the story, what would you do in instead? I don't know. I wish this show went on longer. But at the same time, you don't want it to go on longer because it could start slipping. Cinematically, more cinematography wise, beautifully shot all around. The black and white sequences, the desert sequences, just everything so beautifully shot. And the visual storytelling, there's not a whole lot of long, derogatory exposition scenes in this show, where people are just explaining what they're doing. They let it play out. They leave you in the confusion, trying to figure it out yourself. And then when the payoff happens, it's that much better because you're invested. They get you invested by trying to figure out what they're doing. And you can't ask for much more from a writing standpoint. It's so, I think Stranger Things 4 Volume 2 is just whole Stranger Things 4 is just riddled with these long exposition scenes. And it took away from my experience. This, it just is when they're playing these cons, you think you know what's going on, and then you're getting conned by them because it's completely upside down. Oh my God. This series, check it out wherever you can. Watch it from start to finish. Don't skip around. We watch every episode in order. Don't try to be cute and speed watch stuff because there's little things that get planted here, there, and everywhere that come back later, and there's callbacks to them later that just make it that much better. Bob Odenkirk, Rhea Seehorn, such good chemistry, tremendous on screen as Kim and Jimmy. Like I can't imagine this show with anyone else. Do you mean you can't have anyone else be Saul because of Breaking Bad, but anyone else is Kim? Like I can't picture it. The one character I feel terrible for is Francesca because she's just like abused and there's no relief for her even in the end. Like there's no good that comes out of her working with Jimmy, and you feel bad for her. She made her choice in the end. She chose the money and just kept dealing with his shit. Nacho, you feel a little bad for. He went out on his own terms. He's kind of a character that I was like on the fence about the whole time. But it's a great show. Check it out. Streaming on most of it's on Netflix 1 through 5. Season 6 will be there. I don't know how long they're going to wait. Typically, they waited until the next season came out to put the season on. With the season over, I'm imagining they'll wait a good amount of, like, probably a couple months, maybe a year, to get the streaming views on AMC Plus or AMC's streaming service, to get it that way. But check it out wherever you can. Find season 6 and watch it over and over again. It was such a great end to a great series. And in that realm, the ending of episode 12, the series finale, thank you, Bob Odenkirk. Thank you, Rhea Seehorn. Thank you, Vince Gilligan. Thank you, Peter Gould. Thank you to everyone, Giancarlo, everyone involved with this show. It was so good for so long. I'm going to watch it forever. Thank you. You inspire me to write better in my endeavors. You inspire me to tell stories better. Just thank you. And thank you all for watching. Peace.